of the National Football League.
Night beginning to fall over Southern California, but the lights are shining bright here at the spectacular SoFi Stadium in metropolitan Los Angeles. Tonight, we're on to week 2 of the NFL season, and we got a good one on tap, as it'll be the New York Jets taking on the LA Chargers. On the visiting sideline, their head coach. His guys ready to get this one going. Across from him, Charger head coach Jim Harbaugh. These guys also fell in their opener a week ago, so we got a couple of teams here desperately trying to avoid that 0-2 start. About set to begin another week of football, and happy to have you along. We are underway on Thursday night prime time. And this one definitely not in the landing zone. In fact, it's over the back line. So this is going to come out to the 35. Here are the Chargers ready to go on offense, led by their first-round pick in 2020, the man out of Oregon, Justin Herbert.
And last week's loss came despite a clean game on his end, throwing the ball with 2 touchdowns and 0 interceptions. His job this week is simple. Do it again. Continue to avoid turnovers and hope that what sunk them last week resolves itself this time around.
And this defense not giving him anything there. Maybe a yard up to the 36. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 15 carries, 57 yards.
Well, obviously, he didn't have a great deal of time between games, having to turn around on a short week and get ready for Thursday night football. But he said in pregame, he was feeling pretty good and felt more recovered from last week's contest than he would have expected. Didn't seem to think this short week was going to affect him much as he chases a big performance here in prime time.
Here's Herbert. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. He'll wind up getting 7 on the play. And that's going to bring up 3rd and 2. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. You know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
Who are the freshest guys coming off the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
Faced with their first 3rd down conversion opportunity and able to punch it through and pick it up on the ground.
And to me, doing it on the ground sends a different type of a message than throwing the football. And, you know, let's face it, we've done a lot of games together. How often have we seen 3rd down turn into an automatic passing down no matter what the yard is?
Yeah, and last thing you want, that opening drive to go 3 and out. You got everything scripted, lined up. Let's get some points on the board. They're able to avoid that 3 and out. And here are the key inactives for them in this one. And obviously, Charles, you're going to be without some important names this week.
Well, hopefully those guys will be on the sidelines encouraging the guys who are going out there and helping them when they come off the sidelines during the game by giving them some tips on what they see and what they've experienced. That's true teamwork. And if you want to get to the playoffs, if you want to have a big push,
call it a loss of 5, a big sack to bring up 3rd down. Well, on that one, they go with a play fake, CD, but I don't think anybody really was fooled. All eyes were fixated on the quarterback, and they got him to the ground.
And to run this play successfully, you've got to make sure that everyone is doing their part. You actually have to sell this play. You've got to sell the run action How do you stop at the running back? You just run straight for the quarterback and put him on the ground.
I thought he did a pretty good job there to get back what he could. But let's face it, that sack on second down, talk about throwing a wrench into the works. He certainly did.
Yeah, he did everything he could there trying to pick up some positive yardage, and he did, but not enough.
The Chargers field goal. A 58-yard attempt.
And he missed it. It's no good. And this will remain a scoreless game.
Partner, doesn't seem like it, but that's a tough spot for a kicker. First drive of the game, and they're calling on him. He should be warmed up. He should be into the game. But sometimes it's almost like, oh, what, now already? Can't they put it in the end zone? What's going on here?
Yeah, he's probably saying if you can't get it in the end zone, can you give me a 30, 40-yarder? But a long one, and he can't connect. Now Hall to start the drive. And he's going to be hemmed in and blocked down right at the line of scrimmage. The numbers for Hall in last week's ball game. 10 carries, 76 yards.
And now that he's playing a Thursday night game, short week, you know he spent a lot of time in the trainer's room in the cold tub trying to get his legs back for this game.
From just shy of midfield, here's a second down and 9. Now it's Fields. He has it complete to Christian Watson. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 14 yards is the pickup there and a Jet first down.
Here we go. We're good. 331. 331.
On first and 10, it's Hall. Nothing doing. Barely able to muster a yard to hit the 35. The Jets had 0-1 in the year following the loss in the opener. And what doubly stings for them, CD, they lose week 1 at home, and now here on the road week 2. So it's certainly not a must-win, but boy, you hate to start a season with 2 straight losses.
Yeah, because you sort of feel like you're playing from behind right from the beginning, and that can really mess with your confidence. Plus, if you get to 0-2, here come the articles, here comes the sports talk shows, pointing out the small percentage of teams that make the playoffs after they begin a season 0-2.
And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. Looking for Christian Watson that time. And that takes us from second to third down. But you talk about the defense for these Chargers. They are the 22nd ranked unit against the run in the NFL.
Well, there wasn't anything wrong with them on that play, was there? Able to make a nice stop, held them to no gain. The key to their defense, though, is exactly what the defensive coordinator told you and I. They've got to be consistent.
Here we go. 19 wins. 19 wins. Here we go.
Fields. And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now fourth down.
That's what you're going to need to do against those big receivers. You got to get in there and get physical with them. That time he got in close, got in tight, and knocked the ball away.
And his kick is absolutely perfect. And the Jets hit the board first. It's 3-0. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number one. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
Chargers in good field position to start out. 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. It's brought in by Harris. And he'll go out of bounds, it looks like, right at the 40. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion. And that'll bring up 2nd down. Back to throw here, Herbert. A short throw to Conklin, the tight end. First time that they called his number tonight, and it gets him a 1st down.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a 1st down.
Herbert, quick pass out wide. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46. Zero hesitation that time. That was get ball, throw ball.
Yeah, turn into a smoke route. If you see the coverage off the receiver, doesn't matter whether you call it a run or not. Just take the ball, get it out to him.
2nd down and 3. Herbert back to the air. And he's got his target, Harris. And that's going to be another 1st down as the tackle made at the Jets' 27-yard line.
Boy, everything clicking on this drive. He's 4 for 4 now, and that throw, maybe the best of the bunch. This offense is really humming, and they pick up another 1st down.
Herbert now. To the left side, he's got McConkey. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. Nothing after 1 on EA Sports. Charger football to start quarter number 2, as they've got it with a 2nd down and 2 coming up. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Harris. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down.
Chargers, 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 15-yard line.
They'll motion the tight end across the formation. On 1st down, it's Hampton. And he'll fight forward maybe to the line of scrimmage, but that's all. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
Here's Herbert. Complete to Johnston here. And the Chargers are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as the tackle made at the 3-yard line.
It's all pretty simple sometimes, isn't it? Go where the defenders are not, and he does exactly that. Makes a nice catch to move the chains. Defense, got to find a better way of accounting for the shorter routes that are being run against them.
And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. That really sets them back. A loss of 6. It's 2nd and goal, back to the 8-yard line now. Herbert going to give to Hampton. And he fights his way in for a Charger touchdown. Omarion Hampton, his 1st touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Chargers have taken the lead. Extra point up and good by Dicker. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. Here's Dicker now as he'll send this one away. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. Back on the field come the New York Jets for their second drive. And they come into this one off the loss over the weekend. But you say if you're going to play a Thursday night game, this is the week to do it.
It certainly is, because you get right back out there. You don't have time to dwell on things. And look, your game plan is going to be a little more limited, but so is theirs. So that's when you just appeal to your top players. Guys, you make plays in this one, we out-execute them, we can walk away with a win.
First play of the drive going for 14 and also going for a first down.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and turn his legs for a really nice pickup.
On first down, right back to Hall. And he'll manage to pick up about 4 in second down.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning it in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
From the 43, here's second and 5. Back to throw, Fields. He completes that to Garrett Wilson. And he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers' 45-yard line. Give them 11 yards that time and a new set of downs. Now this offense hoping to avoid the 0-2 start. Now they trail, but they've got a first and 10 here. They'll run with Allen. And he's going to be stopped at about the 37.
Good yardage there on first down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making first downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your second down play.
Here we go. Green 19, let's go.
They keep it on the ground. Allen again. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 minutes to play in this first half. 7-3 our score. A good chance this is 4-down territory if they're unable to convert. But right now looking at a 3rd and 3. Here's Allen. And he picks up the first before he's taken down at the 29. And that gain of 9 buys them a new set of downs.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
319, get that. Good. Right.
On play action, Fields. This is caught. It's Christian Watson. And a stoppage here. We're going to need to take a moment as a Jet was shaken up on that one. More from L.A. in a moment. They had to settle for 3 last drive, hoping this second go-around ends in 6. In good position, 1st and 10. Now a first carry for their fullback. And he's swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
After playing like that, it should be congratulations all the way around, I think, because if you can stop a big fullback like that, that's not easily done.
Yeah, he does not go down easily. You're right, but he did there. Paul want to give up the middle. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. So it's 1st and goal and a great opportunity to get that lead back before the break.
11.
They'll run with Hall. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Now the Jets going to use the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. 2nd and goal from the 1.
Don't jump. Ready? Jump.
And they'll let the fullback try and take him home. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Jets. Reggie Gilliam as the first half is winding down. And the Jets have taken the lead here in the final stages of this first half. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And they'll let that one go as it skips through the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Charger drive about to get going. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this. Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. Well, Charles, you were so close to halftime there. You throw the interception. Not only that, you do give it to them in plus territory as well.
Yeah, they were pushing real hard to try and get something more on the board on their side of the ledger right before the half. Looking at it with 20/20 hindsight, though, might have been better to hand it off a few times, hoping to get something to break instead of putting the ball in the air and, of course, putting the ball in jeopardy.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Here we go. 11. 3-19.
Now a timeout. 7 seconds left in the first half. So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. From the right hash and call it an even 50 yards. And this is right down the middle as he puts it through. And the lead stretches to 6 here. It's 13-7. So they get the turnover in plus territory. The drive stalls out, but still able to get 3 out of that.
Yeah, we were able to see an offense and a defense kind of mix and match with each other, didn't we? Both of them trying to make sure that they had the upper hand and the advantage. Offense trying to get to the end zone. Defense, of course, trying to hold them to a field goal attempt. And it wasn't a guaranteed lock 3 from where they started. So, you know, the offense has to be happy to come away with those 3 points.
The Charger drive about to get going. The final shot before the break for Herbert. He's got a man downfield. It's Harris. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. So halftime is
all right, Brandon, thanks much. Week 1 was full of surprises, full of intrigue, and a lot of firsts for the young players. What will Week 2 bring? Let's dive in. Our trip around the league starts now, and it kicks off in South Florida. The Dolphins at home to take on the Pittsburgh Steelers. And this is Jalen Wright. A brilliant catch and run for the touchdown. The Dolphins are off to a good start, 2-0 on the young season. Next up, Lambeau Field. Let's look in on the Packers as they play host to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And this is Baker Mayfield. He's going to find a man. It's an 11-yard touchdown pass. The Buccaneers get a second straight win to start the year as they get the tough road victory. One last one to show you, and it's in Detroit. It's the Lions hosting the Chicago Bears. And it's Rome Odunze. This will be a 70-yard touchdown catch. The Bears get it done within the division as they come away with the victory. We'll give you a look now at the remainder of the games in progress in the early window and what's still to come here in Week 2 of the National Football League regular season. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been back and forth to this point. No reason to expect anything different in the second half as we send you back out to Brandon and Charles.
Scott, we thank you as always, and we'll see what happens here in the second half. Both teams trying to find the right formula to come out with the victory. And the Jets set to receive this third quarter kickoff, and they have the lead as well as we are underway in the second half. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. Well, here are the Jets now to take over. They're trying to get back on track following the loss to Buffalo a week ago. But the good news, they've got the lead right now here in the football 1st and 10. Looking to put a drive together. He'll give it to Hall to start the drive. And not much there. Maybe a yard up to the 24. And there on your screen, Charles, the key inactives guys out this week.
And there's never anything good about any injury, but there's a silver lining to them, is that it creates opportunity for someone else on the depth chart. Will they take advantage of it with good play, or have they not prepared well, thinking they'll never get on the field, and they'll go out there and hurt their team?
Here's Fields. He completes it to Wilson. And he's going to be ridden out of bounds down inside the 25. Big yardage that time for the Jets. 51 yards.
They made that way too easy for them. No one is supposed to be that open against an NFL defense. Once he caught the ball, there wasn't anybody close enough to stop him. And he was able to continue downfield after making the catch.
Straight ahead is Hall. He's able to work 3 for about 6 down to the 18.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, gotta like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
Here now, 2nd and 4.
Here we go.
A give to the fullback on the dive. And the Jets are going to have a 1st and goal as some good running there gets him down to about the 2-yard line. Knock it on the door.
How about that call handed to the big guy in that situation? Normally you think of him as a real short yardage runner, but in this case they trust him to get a few more yards than that. I remember an old New York Giants quarterback, a Super Bowl winning quarterback, telling me he loves offensive coordinators who call the plays with a little bit of abandon.
No gain on the play, and it's going to be 2nd and goal.
Here we go.
They'll look to run with Hall. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up 3rd down.
We all have habits. We can be somewhat predictable, and you know me pretty well on 2nd down and short. What I like to see?
Play action.
Yeah, without a doubt. I thought that was a great spot to call it. Instead, didn't go their way, did it?
No, defense sold out for the run. Worked out well.
Let's go. Extend. Go.
Now Fields on 3rd and goal. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Boy, such a good drive. You'd hate to have it end in 3. Do you think about going for it?
Absolutely. I mean, the fact that they've moved the ball so well should lead you to the decision that maybe we should go for it right here. Also, as a head coach, show some confidence in your team. Let them know you think they can go get it.
And no hesitation about this decision here. Confidently, they're going to go for this. 4th and goal from the 3. And before this 4th and 3 play, we're going to get whistles and a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. Here's Chad Ryland now on for the field goal. This a chip shot, a 20-yarder. And his kick is indeed good. And now it's a 2-score game at 9, 16-7. Well, looking at it from a defensive perspective, that keeps a deficit very, very manageable. You know, all things considered, not a bad job on the defensive side.
I would say that you've pointed out something pretty good right there, and that is you actually have both sides happy with that exchange. You know, happy in quotes, of course. One team, hey, we've kept it within range. The other side saying, hey, we put points on the board and did stretch out the lead. Let's see how this one turns out.
Yeah, still bottom line, though, 3 points for the opening drive of the 3rd quarter. They'll start it out with a run by Hampton. They'll manage to break a tackle and get this forward for a couple. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
2nd and 7.
Let's go, let's go.
Play action. It's Herbert. And that's caught inside the 35. And all the way in for a Charger touchdown. Trey Harris, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Chargers have got it back to within a score. Good start to the season for him. He had the touchdown last week in the opener and a 2nd one in week 2 now.
How about the pace he's already established, right? Not sure he can keep it up for an entire season. Don't burst the bubble because he thinks that he can.
Do guys go into a season with a goal for touchdown scored or yardage? What do you think?
I think every single one of the guys who's going to touch the football, they all have those types of goals. They all have those types of thoughts. And then they just have to see how the season unfolds if they can stay with it.
Unfolding so far so good for him. Okay, Scott, thanks a bunch. And we'll see which team's adjustments are going to pay dividends here as we are just about ready for the start of the 2nd half. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. And New York set to take the field. Pretty important 3rd quarter drive for them. Momentum has sort of shifted the other direction after that last touchdown as they nurse this small lead. Looking to put a drive together. They'll start on the ground. Hall. And now a whole lot of room to operate there on the 1st down run. He gets maybe 3.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
Yeah, every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
Caught about that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch, I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Handoff, running left. Here's Hall. We'll get this to about the 38.
Brandon, you're a big lover of music. How about what you just saw there? This is what I call playing the piano for a defensive lineman. The ability to move laterally up and down the line of scrimmage. How about the way he just flowed and got to the outside part of the field and made that play?
Final minute now of the third quarter.
Here we go.
Here's Fields. He'll complete this one to Watson.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
They'll run with Hall. And he'll have a Jets first down as he's got this up to the 45-yard line.
He was brought down at the 45-yard line. Again, 11 on the play. First down, New York.
Fourth quarter coming up here on Thursday Night Primetime. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood. It's been a good one so far. Just a 2-point game here as we get set for quarter number 4. Both teams working on short rest, but this has been one of the better Thursday night games we've seen as they come up here on 1st and 10. Here's a give to Hall. And he stopped immediately there. Benjamin St. Juste there on the stop. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the fourth quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
Now Fields. And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to third down.
I know at times people think we use it too often, but you've got to be able to throw guys open. And when you read zone, you've got to stick it in there before your receiver gets to the next guy in the zone. Otherwise, you bring him into the play.
And that's precisely what allowed that defense to disrupt the pass.
Here we go, son.
To throw is Fields. And the Chargers rush is going to get there. Down he goes. Levi Onwuzurike charging in and finishing off the sack. Here's the Jets punter now. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. And he was looking for the checkup bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. And you sense the tide turning. They scored, then their defense forced the punt, and now a chance to ultimately take the lead here late. Gets this into the hands of Gray, the tight end. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That'll go as a pickup of 32 on the catch and run. So in Jet territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Up the middle, it's Hampton. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42.
That was a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
And that's going to be another first down as the tackle made at the Jets' 26. The Chargers passing game rolling a bit here. They've got another first.
And here we are in the fourth quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
They'll work inside here. Hampton. What a great effort there. He's going to get this inside the 15, and they'll spot it at the 13-yard line. Nice run. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last two plays. Now this offense hoping to avoid the 0-2 start. They trail, but they've got a 1st and 10 here. They'll run with Sanders up the middle. And he's going to get about 4 down inside the 10 to the 9.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
Now it's Herbert. And he is going to go down. Back at the 11-yard line. It'll go as a loss of 3 on the sack, and it brings up 3rd down. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. Justin Herbert looking to pass. Open man, it's Johnston. Touchdown, Chargers. A great play there. His first touchdown of the new season. And the Chargers put together a fourth-quarter drive to take the lead. So that lines up a 7-play drive all told. And it was Quentin Johnston who finished that drive off with a touchdown grab. And he won't quite make it to the 25. Here's the Jet offense now. They head out to take over. Now, the bad news for them, they've seen that cushion they once had totally evaporate, and they're working from behind. The good news, they now have the opportunity to regain the lead right back. Looking to put a drive together. Now Hall to start the drive. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30.
If you're a coach, you'll absolutely take that run every time on first down because it really sets you up to go in a number of directions here on second.
Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So it's Jets football as we get you reset here. Here comes 2nd down and 5. Fields now to throw. And check down, complete to Hall. Well, this feels like a late season game, even though it's just week 2. Here's a big 3rd down. Now Fields. That's caught by Wilson. Now a loose football. The ball comes out. And now this ball picked up by the offense. But here in the final 2 minutes of the game, this will be blown dead. Only the fumbler can advance the football, so this will go back to the spot of the fumble itself. And I believe the referee's been buzzed. Yeah, they want to take another look at this call, and it's certainly a big one here late in a tight game. So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. Back to throw, Fields. He finds Watson. It's caught. And he is brought down, but not before reaching the 30.
That's a nice job right there, partner, because they were able to work down the middle of the field, working in the seams, because I think defensively they were guarding the sidelines, trying to keep them from getting out of bounds. They took what they gave them, and it was successful.
Fields going to change things up here. Back to throw. Flushed out right. And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front.
Whew, that's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle, so they're ready if a tackle happens inbounds.
Another try, 2nd and 10 now.
Here we go, son. 19 seconds. Hey, 10.
All eyes on Fields. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Here's Fields. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
But that incompletion reality is staring them right in the face. This entire game is down to the next snap.
No choice but to go. Here's 4th down now. They snap it to Fields. Oh, he had to force it there on 4th down, and it's intercepted. And the Chargers have just about sewn up this football game. Victory formation time for the Chargers. They take a knee. But Charles, we were treated to an excellent game today, capped off by that second half comeback. This was a joy to watch.
Entertaining for us, not so much to the team who led at halftime and now is leaving here, knowing that they let a win slip through their fingers. Tough one for them to carry home.
So for L.A., it was a great all-around performance as they come out of this one with the victory. And they'll get a few extra days to get ready for next week. Meanwhile, for the Jets, they'll drop to 0-2, and they'll look to get